For Procrastination Kills, a basic lesson in life and business. Joining us with more, Robin H.C., life coach, personal effectiveness trainer, and someone who does not procrastinate.
That is absolutely not true.
Okay.
I am just actually
You're human.
I am absolutely human. I guess I learned from my procrastination, and I'm just getting better at procrastinating with things like vacuuming and things that aren't, going to change my life.
We tend to put off things we don't want to do. We procrastinate because we don't want to do it. We don't like the image of what it is we have to do. We have a memory of it being uncomfortable. So maybe what we have to do is start by changing how we approach what it is we don't want to do.
Yeah, like as in a perspective of, yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the keys is for often what we have is our desire for people, our desire for success is not as great as our fear of success. So that can actually contribute to us procrastinating.
So it might mean that you would procrastinate when it comes to taking the steps necessary to become more successful because there's fear involved?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, as human beings, we're not really big on rejection or hearing no or not hearing anything sort of approval-based or positive about ourselves.
Yeah.
And really it all comes down to interpretation because it's just a matter of pursuing whatever we want. And I guess Nike has it put just the best way.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Right.
And really make things urgent that are important and prioritize them over the little things that we know are insignificant that we may not procrastinate on.
All right. So let's say I'm hearing this for the first time from you. People watching 2-4 right now are hearing it for the first time from you. So what do? Do we get in touch with the things in our minds that we know we don't want to do, that we are putting off? Do we make a list? How do we go about now changing the cycle?
Yeah, well, I think that one of the greatest things is to start talking to people about it, is to say, hey, I've had this challenge with procrastination and no more, and here's what I'm committed to. The other thing is to actually break it down into small little slices, little segments that are manageable, so that it's not this overwhelming, daunting whole task, but one little piece of it at a time.
Can we use an example? Let's try to figure out an example, and that way it all makes sense as you explain it.
Yeah, I guess an example, easiest for me is like writing a book.
Yeah.
And doing one page at a time and putting it down to all the chapter done in 4 weeks, as opposed to, I want to write 70,000 words, and that can just become overwhelming.
Yeah. It might be something that you could apply to the season that we're about to head into. As people start to put pressure on you, what's your New Year's resolution? What's your goal for the year 2005? I frankly, when I'm asked that, I want to put it off completely because I'm a little put off by the questions.
Right.
But maybe it's my fear of not being able to understand what I want, not attaining my goals, failing. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, and often it is. It's just like that uncertainty of, can I actually do this? Can I pull this off?
Yeah. Procrastination, I'd love to look that up in the dictionary to see its root origins and what it really means. Can we find a positive connotation for the word? Because it definitely has a negative connotation.
Yeah, well, I guess we could is just looking at, what's more effective and being more effective with, a certain area of your life or a certain goal or project that you have on the go.
Yeah, and I look at the word procrastinate. There's the 3 letters PRO. Pro means, positive, for, with, and so maybe we can even break it down that way to try and find a way to approach it in a more positive way.
Yeah, like, being proactive around our goals and really what we want to achieve, as opposed to,
somebody watching perhaps on their computer right now, or if they happen to have a TV set in their business, in their office, how can they apply any lessons learned that you've just offered to their business? How does it work well to not procrastinate?
In business?
In business.
I think number one is actually having a list of priorities, because we can often be very busy, but not with necessarily something that is urgent. So having a priority list, and really just getting into the habit of, Brian Tracy often says, I do it now, I do it now, I do it now. And that's just to get into that repetition that when we have something to get on it right away and not to handle things. I mean, we could get into a whole discussion on time management, but not to handle things over and over again.
Yes.
But because there's a lot of time wasted there too.
Yes,
just
absolutely.
to pick something up once, complete it, and move on to the next thing.
And be confident. Sit up a little straighter and say, I did the best I could.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, willing to be imperfect, because that's what sort of a lot of our procrastination originates from, is our fear of not doing it just perfectly, right?
Exactly.
So I think just being okay with a job done. well and not necessarily absolutely perfect.
And you know what? You've done a great job, and I'd say it's perfect.
There we go.
Job well done. All right. Thank you, Robin H.C.
Thanks, Ann.
Life coach, personal effectiveness trainer. We'll take a short break here on CP24. We'll be right back.